Hey, I'm Dr. Chris Nelson coming at you again with another case, and this time we are looking at some anterior composite bonding, or you could call them composite veneers, and they are on teeth 8 and 9 with a little small one on tooth number 10. And I want to walk you through just what we did for this patient. So let's get right into it. So this patient is a lovely person. She is about to have a birthday that is one of the ones that ends in a 0, and she was really wanting to have her front teeth look good for that milestone for her. She said, this is a present to myself, and you know, it costs some money, but I want to improve my teeth. So we were all excited about that. She was kind enough to let me photograph these and gave me permission to share the photos without any names. You can see in this photo, and she has broken down old fillings. She also has a lot of chipping. And when I had her slide her lower teeth forward, she actually slides where her lower teeth come right on top of these front 2 teeth, which is causing a lot of the chipping. Now, we talked about if we wanted to fix that, we'd have to move her teeth, but in the short term, she wanted me to restore the teeth so that they would look good, and for as long as possible, you know, maybe someday in the future we can move teeth so that the bite is not the thing causing the problem. So we went ahead and first step, get her numb. Second, we isolated with Obtrugate, and then we removed the existing composite restorations. And then we air abraded with our Micro Etcher 2 and Siljet air abrasion medium. So we went ahead and cleaned everything up, and at that point I got a really good look at what we were dealing with. Now, tooth number 9 is a little bit discolored, you can see that, and that was one of her main things. But also she communicated to me that she has very reasonable expectations. And what does that mean to me? Well, she understands that I'm doing the best that I can in a piece of artwork, essentially, and I'm doing what is within my skill set to make her teeth look better. And she's seen some of my before and afters, but at the same time, it was nice to hear that I felt like she had my support in me doing my best work, which makes me feel more creative, and I really, you know, it's harder when patients are like, this has to be perfect. And what I told her in response is, you know, we are going to look at these again, and if we need to smooth anything, adjust anything, or polish it at the very end, then we can address that in a couple weeks. So in 3 weeks, when we're done, she's going to come back. After we're done, she's coming back in 3 weeks to have me check everything. So back to where we're at, we took everything apart, we Siljetted it, it looked good. We went ahead and etched everything, and mostly this is enamel bonding, so using standard etch across the whole thing, not a selective etch technique, worked great. Now, the products that I used for these restorations are the Tokuyama products and the OMNICHROMA Flowable, the OMNICHROMA Bulk Flowable, and also the OMNICHROMA Blocker. And then for the dark tooth on number 9, I used the Tokuyama Estelite Omega, which is a separate, it's less of a match this color restorative material and more of a let's change the color restorative material. So so the way we did it, I worked from the outside in. You'll see the pictures here. For number 8, I ended up making essentially a mega tooth. So I did one side at a time. I used a Mylar and a wedge, and I used hand techniques to hold the Mylar after placing the flowable, tack cure it, make sure it's good, cure it all the way. The reason I didn't use a BioClear matrix band in this case is because the contours were such where a Mylar was going to work out better in my hands. I have the whole collection of BioClear matrix bands, so for larger portions of missing tooth or different scenarios or something that's very subgingival, I like to use the BioClear bands, but for these I was using standard non-curved matrix bands, and I would curve them myself. So on the lingual, I had the OMNICHROMA Blocker shade, probably about 1 millimeter thick, sometimes 2 millimeters, depending on how much translucency I wanted to control. And then in front of that, if there was a lot to restore, I would use the flowable bulk, and then on the facial I use the standard non-bulk OMNICHROMA. I think it turned out really great. Number 8, now the way I'll do this, I'll make a mega tooth and then I'll trim it back. And that gives me more leeway to change the shape, because sometimes it's hard to tell, like, is the tooth shifted like this or like that? So if you make it really big like this, then you can do that and do this, and then trim everything back and kind of play with the positioning so that you don't have to go, oops, now you gotta cut it back and relayer it. And I will periodically take the patient's sunglasses up and check where their eyes are relative to their teeth. I'll move around to the side of the chair and look at it in different positions. I'm also, for these cases, I'm using mostly using my oroscopic loops. If you want a really deep dive on loops, stay tuned on my page. I've got something pretty cool coming out, if it's not out already, where I'm doing a deep dive on different loops. But the reason I'm using those is they have extremely low distortion, so a straight line is a straight line. Okay, so after we went ahead and made tooth number 8 a mega tooth, and I trimmed it back mostly, then I went ahead and I did tooth number 10. Again, it's already etched, it's already cleaned, so it's just a matter of mylar, dry, bond, air thin, cure, and then placing either the blocker on the lingual and building forward, or if it looks easier to go from the facial, then we're doing the OMNICHROMA flowable, possibly some bulk, and then the blocker on the back. And that's more of a creative thing on, do you build it from the back to the front or the front to the back, and it has to do with what amount of tooth is there. I also, once those sides were done, I used a very thin sanding strip. We have these sanding strips that are gray on one side and white on the other, and a little non-textured part in the middle, and they're like thinner. They're not the normal ones, and so you can go right down at the gingiva and sand those. So polish those up, rough polish, right? Clean them up. Number 8's mostly done. Number 10 is pretty much done. Now we got to tackle number 9. Now number 9, what I actually did is I built the entire lingual out of blocker. So I figured if the majority of this tooth is discolored, then I should use blocker to make sure it's completely uniform. And then on the very facial of the tooth, I used the OMNICHROMA flowable to place it down after I've bonded and everything, place it down, and then I used the Estelite Omega to layer a enamel 1 shade on the facial, and then I used a half Hollenbach to spread it out and made sure everything was uniform. Basically made it another mega tooth and then trimmed it back. And what you'll see is the teeth dehydrate as you go, so I was making sure to take shade pictures before we started and shade pictures during, just to verify that, like, this is the right shade. Omega has a shade guide that you can make yourself, like using the composites, which I think is really clever. And so we used that to verify, okay, I think we need to go with the, not a bleach shade, but an enamel shade. And then once the other teeth rehydrate, I think it's gonna blend out really well. And our photos, you'll see, turn out really great. There's a little bit darker tone or value, and maybe even a different shade on number 9. But again, she was so happy, even with her numb lip and smiling, she was so happy to get from where she was to where was just, you know, an hour and a half beforehand to where she was at the end. This one took a little bit longer, and I ended up having the day be a little bit behind in the morning, but we made up for it. I tried to make people really happy, and at the end, I think it turned out really great. We polished everything up. I used a series of polishing. I also use discs for adjusting everything. So I'll get it rough prepped back with diamond burrs and sometimes carbides, and then the sanding strip. But then the fine adjustments are with discs to get all the proportions nice and make sure you look at it from a lot of different angles. And then we polished it with a bunch of different polishers, and the last couple steps were with diamond polishing paste, which really shined everything up. And I think it turned out great. She was super, super happy. We'll see her in 3 weeks to check everything. Look, if you like what I did for this and you want to learn more, let me know. You can write a comment, but even better, go to our website and fill out the contact form that goes directly to me, and then I will review it and we'll work with our team to find a way to help you. And if you're going through something challenging like this, you can restore these with porcelain, you can restore them with in-office milling, or you can restore them with composite veneers. And in my hands, I like doing composite veneers when the patient has reasonable expectations, and also and when the teeth are allowing for that. The one last thing I didn't mention is tooth number 9 was actually tipped lingually just slightly, so adding to the facial of it with the Estelite Omega was actually totally fine, and I was able to bring that tooth out to make 8 and 9 look the same. And that's just like a case selection thing where your dentist needs to know what they're looking at, because if those teeth were already at the same plane and you added to one, then it would not look good. But the fact that this one was tilted back a little bit, I could add to it and hide the color better and have everything look uniform. She might come back and have me do 7 and 10 on the facial to bring them out, but she wasn't prepared to do that today, and we frankly didn't have time for it on our schedule, although we could have scheduled it, but it just, she didn't want to do it. So I think it looked great. She's very happy, and this is supporting these long-term relationships we plan. So I'm going to be here for that patient and do my best to have quality dentistry for a long-term relationship. Okay, have a great day. I hope you learned something. Let me know in the comments. Take care.